Yeah, we can see your screen.
Are you
This meeting is recorded.
You can see my screen.
You can see.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. My name
Daktari, you can go ahead. We can't hear you now.
is Dr. Susan. You can't hear me?
We can hear you now.
You can hear me now?
Yeah, we can.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
And my screen is okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Yes, I was saying my name is Dr. Susan Kanata. You have introduced me. I may not introduce myself again, but most important to say is that I have been in the profession for a while, and I am a member also of the IHRM, and also I am a mentor with the Transcend program. Now, as we start, I would want us to look at this picture here. I look at that picture, all of us who are in this meeting, and I want to see what can you see in that picture. You can indicate it in the chat. What can you see in that picture? I would want us to indicate in the chat and have someone read for us what they are saying. What can you see? We can indicate what you can see in that picture. Are we having people writing something? Direction.
We can see a path.
A path. What else?
Simon from Tanzania says that he can see different directives in different ways.
Different directives in different ways. What else? What else can we see? One straight road, others different directions, but not what? Can you read for me, Jay?
One straight road, others different directions, but not straight.
But not straight. Thank you. Another one. Or we can see is different depending on how high is. Now, when you look at these roads, some are straight, and then they reach to a point, they take a turn, they take a twist, they lean to different directions. Now, when we are charting our career paths, it is not linear. Everyone has different career paths that they pursue. Now, the reason why I put this is to show that there is never a straight line to a career success. It will depend. You may take a twist, but you still reach there. You take a turn, you take a pause, but you still reach there. Now, when we talk about charting your path, we are meaning that you are creating a roadmap where you want to be professionally, probably 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, or 20 years to come. And as you chart where you want to be professionally, you are also drawing how you intend to get there. Because it is one thing to draw a roadmap, and it is another thing to take an action so that you reach where you want to reach. And as we start, I would want us to think about what is education. Let me see in the chat. What is education? Let me see in the chat. This is an interactive session. What is education? So that then, when we understand what is education, then we can turn it into the profession when we understand what it is. Let me hear, because I know we have educated people in the room. When we say someone is educated, what do we mean? Do we mean that they have graduated with degrees? Do we mean what? What is education? Are they typing anything, Jay?
Not yet, not
There's
yet.
no wrong and right. There's no wrong and right answer. What is education? No, I'm a teacher, so we start from somewhere so that we grab the concept. We have seen the career path are not linear and they are different. Some will take turns, some will take twists, and others will do that. So what is education? Someone with skills with no use. Interesting. Someone else? This is an adult class. No right, no wrong answer. Let's participate so that it becomes interesting. What is education? Someone who has skills, no use. Someone says so. Someone else is an equalizer. Thank you. An equalizer. Someone else. Let's have at least 5 answers. Education, skills.
Process
no
of acquiring knowledge and skills.
Process of acquiring knowledge and skills. Thank you. Someone said knowledge gained in a specific subject or area. Thank you. All those are correct. Now, if you were to define education in the concept of charting your career path, then we would say, one, education is gaining knowledge, as someone said. It can be both. Either explicit knowledge. Explicit knowledge is the one we get from the books, the one you read from for first year to the 4th year and you graduate. There is the tacit knowledge. This one you gain from experience. This is the hands-on skills that you gain. Probably you have gone for a internship, you have gone somewhere and you get the hands-on skill. There are people who will not get the one for the books, but they will go attach them somewhere, like the mechanics. Most of them have not gone to a Bachelor of Mechanical in Engineering, but some of them you find they can do the vehicles, but they got it from learning from other people. That is also education. Now, education also has other concepts. It's not only knowledge and learning. It includes the soft skills. The skills that now someone said skills. Now, skills is different from the education. You can learn and have no skills to work. And education, the knowledge you get just gives you the basics for you to be able to get information on what happens in your certain field, the career you want to pursue. But now there's the skill sets that you require. These skill sets could be soft skills like communication. They could be transferable skills that are across different jobs. Like critical thinking is required for almost all jobs. We have digital skills like today that they are needed to use technology effectively. I don't think there is an organization today that doesn't use computer. In our days when we used to do, because my initial profession was secretary, we used to type using typewriters. So someone can guess my age. So digital skills. Then we have industry-specific skills. These are related to a particular field. For example, someone in this class who is in this webinar, who is an HR, what are some of the skills that you require in your profession? Someone can tell me industry-specific skills. If you are an HR, what are some of the skills would you require? I want us to get that so that we move faster now to the real deal. Are we having people responding? If you are an recruitment skills, thank you, payroll administration. Now, is that a skill? Payroll administration. Communication skills, yes, because you have to communicate with people every day. Thank you. You also probably require tolerance, is it? If that is a skill, I don't know. But empathy, all those skills that you require to deal with people. For a finance person, they need probably other skills. For another field, they need other skills. Now, then education will include what we call values. That's why I told you education is not only going to class. The core principles that govern you as an individual, that are important for you as an individual, that is also education. It will include all those things. Then the last one, the habits. Now, habits, someone will wonder whether they are education. Yes, because what you do daily forms who you are tomorrow. So that is what education is. Now, then how do we get there now? How do we chart our path there? Because now we must get to where we are. Now that we are at entry level in our professions, the different professions. I believe I'm talking to different people in different professions. How do we reach there? And the first thing that you should ask yourself is you must assess yourself, because you must be uncomfortable with your present situation. You must feel like I no longer want to be where I am today. So, how do? You assess yourself. What are my strengths? What are my passion? What is my passion? The values, what do you consider important in your life? What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? You must start assessing yourself first. Many years ago, when I was young, I did a diploma myself in secretarial. Today I'm a doctor, but I am a diploma student. I did not get the grades to go to the university. But now, when I joined, because those days we did not have mentors like they are today. So you just go to a class, like your parents will take you to a class, go and run what you have to run, what is available. Jay will tell you that. And like today, where you have the opportunity to even be guided. Now you go to class, lead, and then you go to work. So at the point we in the knowledge to assess myself, I just looked at myself and asked myself, what is my strength? As I do the secretarial work, I find that I am able to deal with people, and I have empathy for people, and I have the heart, the big heart, to deal with people. And so I assessed myself and thought, yes, that was in the year 2008, 2009. I was a secretary because I graduated. I finished my course in 2007. So I asked myself, now, after like practicing for a few days, and I asked myself, 10 years to come, do I still want to be in this job? And therefore, I just wrote my strength as I continue practicing, because I was given a platform whereby I could practice my skills that time. So I assessed myself, realized that I have a strength whereby you can empathize with people, you have a big heart for people. And then now from there, what I did, I set my goals. That time when I got that job, it was an internship, so it was paying very little. I could not even have afforded to go back to school. But now, nevertheless, I decided, let me plan my life, because at 40, I don't want to be a secretary in an office. I was 20 those days. So I said I will chart my path. I will set my goals, smart ones, specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time bound. So I did not say I will be this person tomorrow. No, I gave myself a time frame. Like in probably 10 years, 5 years, I want to be here. 3 years, I want to be here. So I didn't have money that time to go back to school, but I set my goals and I had the direction that I wanted to take. So that means you break your long-term goals. If you are in a profession you are starting, those who are practiced for some time, you also need to have a goal. Where would you want to be in a few years to come? So you have short-term goals whereby you have to move from one level. Like today, you are an HR in an entry level. Then 3 years to come, you probably have gone to the HR officer. Then the other years to come, you have to chart a path, because you can't wake up today. For my friends who have just graduated, you can't just be inexperienced, for lack of a better word, and you want us to give you the position of a director. No, you must set your goal. You must start somewhere, learn how to become. Then after you have set your goals and you are somewhere, probably you are a volunteer or you are an intern or somewhere, you have these opportunities, part-time jobs, freelancing. It's also something you do. Now, after you have a plan, you seek for opportunities to grow. Let me tell you, when I finished my college, I volunteered in a certain school with my small skills of the typewriter and all that. So you seek opportunities for you to grow and interact in your area of interest. And I want to say that your education now, or the knowledge you have, is the foundation of what you do after. Because like me, I had my diploma in secretarial. And so I looked for opportunities in my line. And so when I did that, then I volunteered. Then I was doing depressing people when they go for leave, and you've been given like 2,000, 3,000, but I didn't mind the money that time. All I wanted was the experience. So you seek for opportunities. You have assessed yourself. You have known your strengths. You have known where you want to be. If you are, I'm using HR so much because that's my profession. You are at entry level in HR. Your strength is training. Then chart your way. How do I then grow in that area? Seek for the opportunities where you can grow. If there is an opportunity in your organization, if you are employed, for training, even if it is you don't do it for free, just go volunteer. Say, I can organize this training. I can help organize this training, and there you will be able to learn, and you will also be able to know how people organize for trainings, how people do all those trainings. Don't bother about whether they will pay you or not. Sometimes there's a cost. There's a cost you have to pay. So in your organization, what do you do? Or you just sit there and wait for people to do things? Just volunteer. Volunteering does not mean for only those people who are not employed. Even for the people employed, what do you do? What can you do which is not part of your JD or which is not part of your job descriptions? Then you can also multitask. These days people think that it's being misused. But let me tell you, what helped me to become who I am today and the knowledge I have today and some skills that people at my level don't have is the multitasking. I used to be the secretary here. I used to do this. I used to do everything I used to do. So don't choose as far as it is helping you grow in your passionate area. Then the other thing I want to emphasize on, I hope we are still together. Jay, are we still following?
Yes, we are together. We are together.
Yes. So what after now you have assessed yourself, you have set your goals, you have sought for opportunities to grow. If you're employed, you have started utilizing all the opportunities in your organization. For those who are looking for jobs, you have just to get somewhere where you can get experience of how people work. Then you have to embrace what I call appropriate professional conduct. If you see in the book that I have authored, Navigating the Career World, I have majored on the professional conduct. Because for the time I have practiced, I have realized that people have book knowledge, they have all these things, but their conduct cannot even be matched with what they have gone to school to learn. So you have to embrace appropriate professional conduct. For you to grow in your career path or in your profession, it's not only knowing how to repair a computer if you are in IT, or just knowing how to reconcile books of account, but we must see also your conduct at the workplace or your conduct in as you practice your profession. Now, this is very key to professional growth because, like now, time management. At what time do you report to work? Sometimes we only wait for the employers to just check the register, and we make sure exactly it is when we are checking in because the employer is checking the register.
Daktari
Let me
kidogo
tell you
tu.
what.
Daktari kidogo.
Yes.
They are requesting that we have the presentation full. You can click on the slideshow on your side.
Where is it? Higher.
Tap hapo juu.
Oh, sorry.
Slideshow.
Did I stopped sharing?
No, it's sharing,
Or
but
what happened?
we want it to cover the whole screen. Slideshow pale juu.
You can't. Let me see. Sorry.
From home.
Share.
From home
Where
up there.
is it? Sorry.
Up there we have home, insert, the
Interview.
slideshow. On the left, from the view, hapo kuna view on the left kuna the third.
Minimize. Hapa kuna minimize.
No, slideshow. Hapo kuna commands.
What did I do?
Kuna commands, eh?
Let me check. There is view.
You can see home.
You
can see home.
I view. Okay, let me see. Sorry. Wow.
You can see home.
I'm not seeing the home.
File.
I am seeing recording, view, minimize. I'm not able to see.
On your document, you can see file. You can see file, right?
On my document?
Yes.
Yeah, I can see file, yes.
Home, then home.
Home, yes.
Insert.
Insert.
Just move to slideshow on the right. Continue moving. Draw. Design.
Huh?
Continue moving. Draw.
Design.
Draw.
Slideshow. I have seen.
Click slideshow.
And now it is not responding. Oh my God.
It's okay if it's not.
No, now it just hanged. But let me see. Okay. Is it okay now?
Not yet. Not yet.
Not yet. Slideshow. I say from current slide.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Is it okay now?
It has not responded.
On my side, it's trying to share. Just
okay.
It's trying to respond. Wow. On my side, it has started sharing. I don't know.
But
now?
Not yet. On your side, you can see it's sharing full screen.
Yeah, it's full screen on my side. Now?
Not yet. Not yet. Maybe it will. Wow. You can just go ahead. I'm sure it will respond. Maybe. Just proceed.
Well, I don't know. But are you a screen?
Yeah, we are. We can
see now. So I'm trying to slideshow. Okay. But let me proceed because of time. I'm clicking. It's not doing it. Slideshow from current. That now?
Not yet. It's come. It's trying to come. But not yet. You can just proceed. Just proceed.
Yes, I was saying, where are we now? I was at the appropriate professional conduct, and I was saying you could be having the knowledge, you could be having all the degrees and everything, but now your conduct is inappropriate. So what you need is to embrace the professional conduct. And I was saying in my handbook on navigating the career world, I have mentioned on professionalism because this is what makes people grow. You could be having your papers, but now people can't cope with you. Like time management. Do you meet deadlines? Ama, you are always giving excuses that I was doing this and this. You're supposed to be able to prioritize. From the time you come into work, you must ensure that you are punctual. Like when I got my first internship, that was back in the year 2009, I remember I used to, as a secretary, you are supposed to prepare your boss's office on time. So I used to arrive every day before everyone else. And every time the CEO used to pass by, because I was not in the CEO's office, I was in another office somewhere, he used to always pass by and say hi to me those days. And you would wonder, my office as the CEO is not open, but this office where this young girl is working is always open by the time I come in. Let me tell you, we passed there twice, thrice, several times, and you would meet me settled. When others are washing and cleaning up the office or setting up the office, me and already settled for work. And he would pass there, say hi all the time, go to his office. Pass, say hi all the time, pass to his office. Now, that punctuality did not go unnoticed. After some time, he said, I want you to transfer that young girl who is in that office to my office because I need my office to be open hurry enough. That's how now I got to an executive secretary job. Now I was transferred from the small office I was given to a bigger office. Now, in that office, I met another secretary who was around 50 years, almost going to retire. And I assisted her to work because the issues of deadlines, and as a secretary, there is a lot of pressure. So we stayed there for some time, and this secretary just resigned, and she told me because of her age, she's not able to take this pressure. So she resigns, and now I'm left there acting as the person in that office. there was a lot of work, definitely. And so I had to manage my time in the right way. Plan my day from morning, come hurry, do everything, set the desk for the CEO, and then now plan my day as appropriate so that I'm able to meet the deadlines. I used to serve 3 offices, the CEO, the deputy CEO, and the reception. And for sure, that helped me to know how to serve people, how to relate with even high-end people and all that. So no experience goes to waste. Then there's the aspect of the professional conduct integrity. When you are alone, what do you do? Or you go to chat, you don't do the work that you've been given to do. You go to social media and start chatting people when you're supposed to be working. What do you do when no one is seeing you? What do you do when no one is seeing you? So when faced with the challenging choices, do you consider actions that help on your reputation and actions that don't offend others? So it's very important to embrace integrity. I know it is not easy, but you make a choice. Life is choice. Accountability. Do you take ownership of your actions? As a profession, you need to adhere to ethical standards of your profession. And I want to reiterate this. You must have the ethics that govern your profession. And also where you have complex situation, where you feel that you may compromise the ethical standards of your profession, then seek guidance. Then the other thing you need to do for as you chart your career success, as you turn your education into a profession, because remember now we moved from the book, from now the degree you have graduated, you have gotten a job. Now you are charting your way on what do I want to become 20 years. These are things you can't avoid. And now you have to embrace contentment. When I talk about contentment, I'm not talking about comfort zone. There's a difference between contentment and comfort zone. Contentment, in contentment, you are satisfied with what you are doing. You have peace with what you are doing amidst the external circumstances. Even when you are being paid 10,000, you are peace of mind as you also have to grow in your career. Comfort zone, you're just safe and secure of the familiar situations. So there's a difference between contentment and that. So you have to embrace contentment and find peace in your growth. Money will never be enough. It is good, yes, because we all want money. But I want to tell you for sure, when you work on your what you are good at and you refine it, money will look for you. So find contentment in your career. This will include the contribution you make to others. It may be direct or indirect as a result of what you do. So it goes beyond monetary gain. Let me tell you, the career talks I do today, because most of the people that I used to serve in those days were just teachers. Nowadays, they are principals. So how I served them, they can never forget. So as you also look for money, embrace contentment. Don't remember, I'm being 10,000. I'm being paid 10,000. Then you serve someone in the wrong way. I'm being 10,000. I'm being paid 15,000, and then you sack someone for nothing. Or now, if you're in another profession, you do something unethical just because you are being paid something that is lower than the salary of your peers. No, don't mind. Find contentment in your growth. Someday it is going to pay. And as I continue teaching, I want to say, as you grow in your career, you saw the paths can take twists, they can take turns. You have to be patient with yourself and with the people around you. The next thing that we need to do after you have remembered that money will never be enough and that you are just doing what will help you build your reputation as you look for the money, then the other thing you need to do is you need to, I'm almost finishing, embrace mentorship. The first job that I got was a referral from my mentor. When I was in college, I just looked around and saw this teacher or this lecturer, this tutor, let me call them tutor, who I would admire their career path. And I just approached them and told them, would you mind mentoring me? And they mentored me. And for sure, when I was looking for an internship position, which eventually came to be my job and came to be my foundation where I stood for me to become who I am,
We've lost you.
I was referred by this mentor. So you have to find a mentor through Thick and Thin, and they can be able to guide you. To do brand yourself. What is your uniqueness? Can people see the unique side of you? What can we say you are? Who are you? What can we say is your strength? Like now, as we were talking with Jay before the session started, he knows me as a lecturer, but now probably after today you know me as something else. So you blend yourself to the person who you want to be noticed for. And I would want to say there's something I want to insist, because every day for us who are in the profession and for us who are employed, we are looking for other opportunities. As you look for other opportunities, please evaluate them based on the long-term growth potential. Look at the growth potential in a position you are applying for today. Do not just go to jobs because you have been increased 10,000 in your salary. That 10,000, you use it, and then you start complaining again. Is there a growth potential in your new offer? So as you brand yourself, you revamp your resume. Jay is going to help us revamp our resumes. Yes, you will do that. But even as you go there to the interview, your presentation skills, after you get that, then do you evaluate that offer based on your growth potential? For me, I would rather pick a lower salary where I can be able to grow. I know most of the young people here are saying, what is this one saying? That is the truth of life. I would rather pick a lower paying job that will help me grow all around as a young person than a one paying very high, but there's no opportunity for growth. Because I want to see I'm seeing myself 10 years to come. My first salary was 17,000. It was 6,000. Then when I was the other secretary resigned, I was given 17,000. And on that 17,000, I took a loan. I would only qualify for 50,000 loan. So I took the 50,000. Then now I went to do a bachelor's degree. Remember, I told you from the beginning, I assessed myself and planned for my life, because I said at 40, 50, I cannot be a secretary. So in my 20s, I planned my life. I said, even if I don't have money now, I know I will get that money. So when I got the 17,000, that time it was at least you could get some few coins to start. There's power in starting. If you don't start, you'll never move. So I took the loan of 50,000. That was just the fee for that semester. And I paid it, and then got to class to do my bachelor degree in HR. Because I assessed myself and realized I have the passion for people. So I charted my path. And when I got the money, I now enrolled for that. Then the rest is history. So evaluate your offers based on the long-term growth potential. Now, after that, as I finish, I will say that after you have done all that, you will know whether you are moving, or you will be able to assess yourself, because you have to pause and reflect. Am I growing? Definitely after 2-3 years, you must be able to pause and assess yourself and see, am I moving from where I started? Then you go back now to your plan and see, how can I then improve? Where did I miss? Then you correct it. Now, after having done all that, you have blended, you have mentors, you have found contentment, you have found opportunities for growth, and you realize that you are getting stuck, I would say then you can explore career transition. Because to be honest, if you do all that I am telling you, in like 3 years to 4 years, you can be very far in your career. But if you realize that after like 2 to 3 years, you are still stuck and you have done all that, then you need to explore a career transition. Find out what is my uniqueness, or where else can I explore for an alternative career path, or can I consider transitioning? Then you will embrace the change and you'll be open to the new opportunities. And I will tell you for sure that it is possible, but what you need to know is that as you continue transitioning in careers, it's like you are joining dots. You are joining one dot to the other. You are joining one dot to the other. Sometimes it can be joined as it twists and all that. But what you need to know is that even if career paths are not linear, your persistence, your handwork, your commitment must always remain. they must always remain linear. Even if the paths are not linear, your commitment, your persistence, your handwork, your efforts must always remain tuned to what you want to become tomorrow. And as I conclude, I will say that even as we change directions, because sometimes we may change directions, then we must always use our education or what we learned as the foundation for the various opportunities that we get. Of course, we will be open to possibilities, but they must align with our professional goals and our personal values. And as I conclude, I will quote a quote by Ruth that says, "All knowledge is in vain without work, and all work is empty without passion." So even if you have knowledge and you are not working with that knowledge, then it's in vain. If you have work and you have no passion, then again it doesn't help. And I will say, thank you, Jay. And we will open.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Daktari, for that insightful presentation. I'm sure we've been able to pick one or two insights that can help us chart our career path. So I'll be welcoming questions from the audience. You can have the question in the chat section, or you can alternatively, you can raise up your hand and then you can ask your question. Anyone with a question? I know most of us are asking questions about. How we can be able to transition. Doc talked about transitioning, and sorry, Simon, you have a question? You can go ahead.
Yes, Jay. Yeah, good evening, everyone. Good evening, Dr. Susan. My question goes that during your journey, what has been the challenging areas, and how did you overcome toward your success?
Do I respond or do we wait for all of them?
No, just respond. You can respond.
Yeah, okay. The challenges were many, Simon. The challenges are many. I said it is not linear. It takes twists, it takes turn. One was the finances. Of course, I borrowed loans, and I will tell you, by the time I was finishing my master's, I had 1 full year for paying debts. 1 full year to pay debts that I had accumulated as I continued to grow. So finances, of course, were challenged because the secretarial job was not paying much. Of course, I reached a point when I finished the bachelor's degree that where I was working, they gave me an opportunity to start an HR office, which I started for them, and the salary was continuing to grow. One of them was finances. How I overcame is that I had to sacrifice. You can't have it all. You have to readjust your life. As in, of course, I could not. Sometimes I would even go to the exam room. I would walk. It was a distance, but I would walk. Mimi sikuwa naona ikiwa mbali. Unajua, when you have wakati uko na shida, you also adjust to your challenges, but looking ahead to where you want to be. Then there was also, of course, the challenge that I did not have a mother. So I did not have, if you go to the family website, you see my own story. I did not have a mother, so that I didn't have someone who could help me. Of course, my father was there, but we had other siblings. So the aspect of even having someone to share with was also a challenge. But that's why when I got the mentors, now they would help me out. So the challenges were many. There is no career. There is nowhere where there is no challenge. You forever have challenges, but how do you manage them? Especially the aspect of money, you have to discipline yourself. That when your friends are going for outings, then you don't go. But then you remain faithful to your call or faithful to your dream. And I think I have answered.
Thank you so much.
And also, the other challenge, I would say, sorry, is as I was doing the higher levels, of course, I was in a family setup. I had already gotten married and I had young children. Actually, when I was doing my PhD, I almost went for the presentation with my young baby because I did not have a house help. The house helps and gone. And now I had to present. And so I had to go with my baby, and probably my supervisor would hold that baby and I do the presentation. So the challenges were so many, but we know you have, in the face of adversity, you have to see the positive side of it. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that. We have Flora. Flora has a question. Flora, you can unmute and ask your question. I think maybe she had a hand up by mistake. So we have, I love the presentation of Dr. Susan. Every time I listen to her, it's always a new thing. Thank you so much, Anne, for that. Someone told me about that diplomas has no internship. Is it true? That is wrong. Any course has internship, so that is wrong. You can still get, but honestly, most Kenyans have degrees, and hence it makes it too competitive. Oh, I think someone is responding to the question about diplomas. So Ken, you can ask a question, unmute and ask a question. Ken, can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, thank you for the chance. My name is Ken. Dr. Susan is my lecturer and my personal mentor, and I saw it worthy joining this session. So my question is on about maybe I've joined late, but she have talked about how you can maybe, if I've got it right, how can diversify the career. So I was asking, for example, how can she advise, for example, you have done a bachelor's degree in accounting, so you might get some advices from some people that when it comes to master's degree, you can maybe master finance or master anything else. There's some advices that if you have done a degree maybe in accounting, you can continue masters in accounting and finally PhD in accounting. So maybe I can find this session helpful if I get this answer from my lecturer that I love so much, Dr. Susan. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ken, for that question. Dr. You can take that.
Thank you, Ken. What I would say is that the bachelor degree is the foundation of every degree. And
I can't hear you.
You can't hear?
Ken, maybe you have a problem on your side. We can hear her.
I'm saying the
Dr.
bachelor's
I
degree.
can't hear.
Oh my God.
Ken, you can hear me?
Yes, I can hear now. I can hear.
So, Dr.
Can you hear now?
Dr. I can hear. I can hear.
Yes. So as I said from the word go is that whatever you have done is the foundation for any other decision that you make in life. Now, when you evaluate your strengths and we evaluate your weaknesses, we evaluate your values and all that, then that should tell you what you need to do in the next. But I would say if you want to be an expert in the competitive world we are in, then you must be an expert in your area. Then if you want to do management, you can do short courses for the management. Because as we stand today, you will agree with me, and even Jay will agree with me, that we are in a competitive job market. So if I was to look for an expert, I would look for one who is completely competent in their area of study. And so Jay will also help me answer that question. Because for me, I believe if you did bachelor's, unless it was not your passion, probably if it was not your passion, then you can consider other things. But if it was your passion, then I would advise you continue with it. Then if you want to do management, you can do these other two courses to help you then get other skills. Because as we stand now, recruiters are looking for experts in certain lines of study. So if I was looking for expert, I would not pick the one who opt career hopping unless they change their careers. I don't know, Jay, you can help me there. I don't know whether I've answered it.
You've answered it well. Maybe just to add on that is that, for me, I believe that once now you get into the field, sometimes we get to make a decision on what to do at the master's level, especially if you have got into the field and there's it's a career that you're loving. So making a decision on which career path to take will depend on your passion and what the market is looking at that moment. So basing on the market trends and your passion, because when you love something that you do, it's very easy for you to grow. And when you look at the market as well, in terms of earning, because there are several reasons why you should choose a career. We have monetary reasons. We have just you to enjoy. We have other personal reasons, maybe in terms of family, in terms of you loving to travel. or aligning it to your hobbies. So there are all those reasons. But when you look at when you start having a career and you look at some of the factors that will make you now take a different course at the master's level, then it means that it's either aligning with your career goals or your personal goals, and then the other thing is monetary, or the other thing is just passion. So before you make a decision on what course to take, you need to look at the market trends, you need to look at your passion, and you also need to look at the monetary value. Thank you so much for that, Daktari. We have Flora. Flora, I'm hoping now you're there.
Yeah, good evening. Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
It's Dorcas Kendi.
Yeah.
Thank you for this session, Jay Civis and Dr. Nkanata. So I have a question on, I'm requesting you to guide us on how to present ourselves during salary review discussion.
Daktari?
Thank you. Salary review discussion, of course. The salary review discussion, if you're employed, would depend on when the organization does reviews. So you must be knowing when the organization does reviews, so that then again you don't look like it's too fast, it's too what. Then you also need to know the structure, because where do people move to, so that then as you do, they move from this to this to this, so that as you also write a request, because sometimes there are companies that will require you to write a request saying that I would wish to be moved to the next rank, or the others who have interviews. I don't know. This question will depend on where the person who wants to negotiate is at. Are they at entry? Are they worked in the organization for 10, 20 years? It depends. So I think that one can be answered at a personal level, but it depends on where you are. If you have worked for the organization for that, then you go negotiate and say, this is what I have done for this organization. These are the things that I have achieved. This is the change I have brought. And then you will negotiate depending on how the position you have earns. That's what I would say. Because if you have already entered into the organization, you are paid an entry level. Then you enter there, you bring change, you bring achievements. Then now you can go and say, this is what I have brought. Then, sir, can you review my salary? And then depending on the structure or how people move in that organization, they are different. Different organizations are different. I don't know whether I've answered.
You have. Thank you so much for that. Someone is asking, is it possible to get into a managerial role or head of department role with a diploma?
Yes, it is possible. It depends on the requirements of different organizations. Also the experience. You can be a diploma, but you have 10 years experience or even 20 years experience in that profession. So it depends. You have a diploma and how many years of experience. And again, it depends with the requirements of every organization on the managerial positions. There are those who grow their people, no matter the qualification. There are those who will say, for you to get a promotion like the public service, you must achieve this qualification. So it's relative. It depends on, but it is possible. It is possible.
Thank you so much, Daktari. Hello, I've done accounting, but the finance manager opted to give me a role as a data analyst. Since I'm multi-skills, though I don't have much experience in data analysis, what advice can you give me in such a situation?
You learn the new skill. If it is within the finance manager is giving you that law because it's a finance law, so you learn it. That is what we are saying. And education is one. You have done financing, but as opportunities present you pick them, and you learn. That's what I would say. Nothing should limit you from learning a new skill. Life is all about running. You stop running when you die.
That is true. And maybe something that I can add on is that, Peter, what you can consider as well as you check the new role, I consider now having papers to support this, because you'll want to grow and you might not find an opportunity to grow in your current organization. So as you move, maybe if it's a goal that you want to transition to data analysis, you need to have papers to back up that as well. What are the most impactful mindset shifts or habits that have helped you turn education into real professional success, especially when facing challenges or self-doubt?
It is knowing that even if I have doubt, when I remain where I am, it will never help me. And considering my background, because I had I lost my mother and lost my key siblings, my brothers. Then I just wondered, how would I turn my family around, or the name of my family? So the mind shift, it must start with the inner you. I would say it must start with the self-awareness, knowing what you want in life. And for me, what really helped me was I wanted to become, like I wanted to change the name of my family. And no matter what, I was determined to do it, because we lost so many people, and I wanted really to delete that negativity from the minds of people. And for sure, God helped me. So no matter the doubts, because at some point I would feel, like when I was doing PhD, I almost gave up. And then I said, sasa itanisaidia na nini? Nikafika mahali nikajiuliza hivyo. But then I said, opportunities, if an opportunity comes, it goes to the person who is prepared. And so then I encourage myself. So you must have the self-drive, even when you feel like you are doubting yourself, and you must go above that. Or you also talk to people who your mentors, and just open up about your self-doubt, and they are going to help you. I used to talk to my mentors a lot, because sometimes you feel like dropping, and you feel like leaving it, and when challenges are too much. But talk it out to the people that you trust as well.
Thank you so much, Daktari. I think we've come to the end of the session, because I can't see any other session. Daktari, unless you have a parting shot for this audience, you can give a parting shot as we prepare to close with a word of prayer.
So I would say that knowledge will get you a job, but character will keep you there. So thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Alvin, back to you.